What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, let's take a look at Pragmata. It is finally freaking returned. And if you know me and you know this channel, I've been covering this game since it was first announced 5 years ago, I believe, at the PlayStation event. I think this was the first pre-PS5 game that they ever showed, and it hasn't come out yet. Obviously, the date has moved, and I love the callback at the end of this trailer, which was the final cherry on top here, where they show the postcard that shows 2022, 2023. Of course, the infamous 1-year delay, which turned into an indefinite delay, right? But at the very end, they say it's coming in 2026, and thank the freaking Lord. Firstly, what a clean image behind me, okay? This is a really, really freaking beautiful screenshot there, or whatever it is. So they show a trailer, was blown away, and look, the game looks very, very interesting. So obviously, look, the fact that it's returned and the fact that it has a year, I honestly think is good enough. You know, I would have taken it if you would have told me yesterday or even a few days ago. Pragmata rumors were starting to build, but if you told me a week ago that we would get its return and that it's coming next year, you can never be too sure, especially for a game like this, but you know, at least it's got good signs going for it. I would have taken that. The trailer itself, I mean, we got the character's name, so Diana. If you go on the PlayStation post or PlayStation blog, couple interesting things. Number one, his name is Hugh, and number two, they talk specifically about the combat, and they're going to be delving deeper into that very soon. So, you know, I don't know if they'll do a Capcom thing, you know, with Resident Evil potentially getting announced the next couple days. They could, you know, over the summer, they could do their own event, or maybe we see this thing back at Gamescom, or we see it at a PlayStation State of Play maybe in September. But, you know, we're going to get more, and that's what the blog post really, I think, hammered home. In terms of what we did get, I mean, we kind of got the two, I think, probable keys to this game's success, if it's going to have success. Number one, we got more from these characters, right? And this is where I think the game's really going to have to triple down, because it's got the classic. It's got the classic almost father-daughter relationship. Obviously, they're not father and daughter. She's a robot, and you have the situation that they're stuck, I believe, on the moon, fighting against an AI, and they're trying to get home, right? That's kind of the general premise of the game. So, but still classic, you know? And I think the relationship that those two form and what they could do to those two characters, I think could be really, really special. So that's number one. And I think they did that. I mean, you didn't have too much like banter, but you kind of had how they're going to help each other. You had him naming her, you know, crucial things. And then we got the gameplay. Now the gameplay really like different. I didn't really expect, because it's kind of I saw some people on my own chat when we were live streaming this mention Vanquish. I think it's got like a visual palette of Vanquish, and even maybe some of the movement upon rewatch. Okay, I watched the trailer right before recording this video. When they're dodging, it actually reminds me of Stellar Blade. And I don't think the combat's going to really be Stellar Blade, but just his quick kind of dodge, the perfect dodge, if you will, which is what you do in Stellar Blade and Perfect Parry. It feels like that's here as well. And the one thing that, you know, the trailer did show, but the blog, I think, like doubled down on, right, is you actually control both of them simultaneously. So your movement, your dodging, and your shooting, obviously, you know, very much, I believe him. And you can see it doesn't look like bullets are in abundance, you know, in this game. He doesn't have a lot of shots, especially when he's fighting some of the bigger mechs. But then her abilities is obviously different and seems pretty crucial. And you see it in the trailer, and you see them kind of going back and forth. But you control her too. So you control both. And because they talk about that, a little bit of strategy to this game. You know, I guess it would be considered an action game. I mean, you could think like, look, over the shoulder kind of combat like this, or gunplay, Resident Evil. I think you'll find some similarities between like the movement and like gameplay structure of this to like a Resident Evil, but they do emphasize in the blog like the main difference in this game, or like a specialty, is going to be the combat, and is going to be like how it feels, because you are controlling both of them at the same time. That's kind of what makes it different. So I think the trailer did a good job of showing it, but I'm glad we kind of heard that, because it's like, all right, so it adds an extra thing, right? It's not just perfect dodging and shooting and managing, you know, that kind of stuff, but also you're going to be able to control her, which we know like hacking is a big part. She mentions that in the trailer. They mention it in the blog that hacking is a big part of it. So I imagine her abilities are going to be kind of like stun-like abilities, hacking type of, which could also, I guess, be stunned, or if you hack somebody, right? Taking over maybe an enemy and having it attack. Like, I think the possibilities are pretty high here. So, hey, again, it was just great to get this game back, and then to actually see it and for it to actually be pretty freaking cool. I'm pumped. I really am. So hopefully it comes. And by the way, Capcom is set for, I mean, they're always set. They've been set for like 10 years, but 2026 is going to be freaking huge. This game and Resident Evil, and then you have Onimusha. Like, you got a lot going on just in 2026, just with Capcom. You take out every other publisher on the planet, you still got a pretty okay year with just their 3 games, and that's just on the top of my head. Maybe there's more and I'm just forgetting about it, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.